Today we explore another one of those pervasive myths that seem to get passed on all the time. Temba from Richards Bay asked, is it true that we only use 10% of our brains? This is one of those facts that get told and retold. It first seemed to have appeared in Dale Carnegie's famous 1936 book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. There, he said it was something that one of his old college professors used to say. I've also seen it attributed to Einstein, amongst others. Just about every sciencey sounding quote seems to get misattributed to poor old Professor Einstein. And while we're on the subject, no, Einstein was not hopeless at school. That seems to be something we like to tell ourselves when we find grade 8 maths harder than expected. So back to the question. We are able to study brain activity using a technology called fMRI, or functional magnetic resonance imaging. This uses magnetic waves to measure the blood flow in the brain, and so gives an idea of which parts of the brain are the most active at any one point. The pattern of activity in your brain will change depending on what you're doing, with different areas highlighted if you are watching something closely or listening to music or sleeping. The myth around the 10% might come from the fact that only about 10% of the brain's cells are made up of neurons, the cells that we actually use for thinking. But it isn't possible to magically improve that percentage. Essentially, we use all parts of our brain nearly all the time. It is true, though, that we can improve the functioning of our brain through a diet rich in fresh veggies and vitamin E from things like oily fish. Brain function also improves from exercise and rest, and all of these things have been shown to offset some effects of aging on the brain, like dementia and senility. So while you may not be able to suddenly access the dormant 90% of your brain and become a super genius, it is still possible to get the benefits by looking after it well.